Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here to give you my wall review off my cell phone because my tablet's being charged right now, so I'll just give it to you off my phone. My notes are on my phone, so I can't access them, but I'm gonna talk about each thing that comes to mind. It started out. So the network came out last night. By the way, did anyone have any problems with the network? Like, honestly, I had fucking problems with that. It would say, like, media not available or something. It was stupid. I was pretty pissed about that, but yeah. So let's get on to the first thing. Hulk Hogan returns first. And he talks about the network, how he's hosting WrestleMania, and how he was a part of WrestleMania. This is a milestone of the career. He said his catchphrase like, "What you gonna do when WrestleMania 30 runs wild on you?" and stuff like that. So I thought he did pretty good. I'm glad he didn't have. I thought he was gonna come out there and cut a 20-minute promo. If it was TNA, he definitely would have done that. But WWE knows what they're doing with Hulk Hogan, at least. He came out, talked for 6 minutes, and then left. That's how Hulk Hogan should be utilized. And it seems like that this is Hulk Hogan. When he was in TNA, he wasn't fucking Hulk Hogan. He was a typical guy who came out to music and was an Impact wrestler. I didn't like the Hulk Hogan in TNA. This is the Hulk Hogan I want to see, and this is the Hulk Hogan I like. So I'm glad he's back in WWE. I think he's better off being in here than fucking TNA. And then we got Batista versus Alberto Del Rio. It was pretty much more the same last night. Except this time Randy Orton came out and distracted Batista long enough for Del Rio to get the victory, so I was shocked that Del Rio won this match. And then Randy Orton's like, "Oh, Batista, you always did have a sense of getting distracted, unlike we were in Days in Evolution." And then he goes, "How do you feel since now that you're back in the WWE, the fans boo you?" And he's like, "Well, what I like about this place is that the people have a voice. If they cheer me, I cheer back. If they boo me, I boo back." And he did point out a Boo-tista sign, which is what they've been calling him. And he's like, and then he says, "All I know is that you've turned into a whiny, whiny little bitch, and I'm gonna beat you at WrestleMania and become WWE World Heavyweight Champion." So I thought that was fine, I guess. I'm still not looking forward to the match, but whatever. At least he said some truth. And they announced that he's gonna talk about some Batista Unchanged Universe or something. He's gonna be on SmackDown, so that should be good. Then I think we got Big E versus Cesaro with Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter ringside. Great match. Cesaro caught Big E into a backbreaker. Big E did his stuff. They had a great match. Eventually, though, Jack Swagger tries to cheap shot him on the outside, but Big E clotheslines him, and then Cesaro swings him, and after he's done swinging him, he's gonna finish him off, but Jack Swagger gets in the ring and puts him in the ankle lock and gets Cesaro disqualified. Cesaro like, "What the hell, man? What was that?" So I guess I wasn't like a fan of the finish, but I didn't mind it because I think they're gonna split it. Real Americans split up, and then afterwards Big E attacked Swagger, and then Cesaro laid him out with a neutralizer, and then Cesaro and Swagger are like on the same page again. So I thought this was fine. I'm just gonna talk about this match because this is the match that's to mind right now. The Usos which is Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, versus the New Age Outlaws, which are the Road Dogg Jesse James and the badass Billy Gunn. This was okay. Well, actually, it wasn't really. They tell the Usos to leave, and then they go to do the intro that I just talked about. And in the middle of the intro, one of the Usos super kicks Road Dogg and throws Billy Gunn outside the ring, and the other Uso hits the splash on Road Dogg for the win. So I guess this was an excuse to get them to get another title shot. I didn't really care about this. I think they should have done something a little bit better. We got Emma with Santino and Morello at ringside versus Summerway with Fandango at ringside. No, I didn't care much for the match, but I liked that Emma lock. It was like a Texas Clover League, and she put her into like a crossface. I thought that was great. And Summer Rae taps out. It's just they need to utilize Emma a little bit better. I think putting her with Santino's kind of giving her the idea that she's never going to be used and no one's going to really care about her. So, then we got. I'm going to talk. What else? John Cena came out and called out the Wyatt family. He was upset that he called out the W. He was like, I've been telling the untalented to step up, that you have to get through me, and that's what Bray Wyatt's doing. So he calls Bray Wyatt out. Bray Wyatt comes out and says that John Cena is a fraud hero. He's not saving anybody. And then every time you try to tell people, these fans, that everything's okay, but it's not. So then John Cena tells the Wyatt family if they get in this win, they're going to start something that they can't finish. They get in the win, they attack Cena. I think Cena's leg got injured in this match, and then the Doctor tries to attend to him, but Cena refuses. And then eventually Bray Wyatt lays him out with a high cross body move that he does and leaves. So I thought this was fine. This was great. Later on, the Shield tour backstage, and they're talking about how they're kind of mad at, which is the Shield being, the Wyatt family being Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan, by the way, and the Shield being Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. And Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are pissed at Dean Ambrose because he remember when Ambrose and Bray Wyatt were brawling in the crowd, they thought it was weird that Dean Ambrose didn't come back. So they were kind of pissed about that. So they were asking where he was, and then Ambrose walks off, and Bray Wyatt comes up and says something. I forget what he said. And then Roman Reigns challenges Bray Wyatt to a one-on-one match with no Shield and no Wyatt family. So we get the match between Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. I thought this was fine. It seemed like both men. It was a back and forth match. It wasn't really one dominated the other. I thought they both equally balanced. Eventually, the Luke Harper and Eric Rowan's thing, the Wyatt family's thing go off, and Harper and Rowan are out there, and Reigns is in like a 3-on-1 situation. And then Seth Rollins dives on Harper and Rowan. Roman Reigns is getting ready to finish, and then eventually Harper and Rowan stop beating him down. Ambrose comes out to make the save, and then Reigns is getting ready to finish off Bray Wyatt, but Dean Ambrose attacks him, causing a disqualification, and then the Shield stand tall. I think they're going to do another 6-man tag with the Wyatts in the Shield, this time having a disqualification, like a stipulation, like maybe like a tornado tag match, or I would like to see a 6-man cage match, but that's probably not going to happen, or a 6-man TLC match. That'd be sick, but we'll see what happens with that. Then we got, trying to remember. See, I covered that. Daniel Bryan versus Kane. I don't think I covered that yet. Daniel Bryan, when the network, because they did a pre-show, I couldn't watch it because the network wasn't working. So they did a pre-show. Daniel Bryan's pissed that wondering what the Authority has against him, and he wants to face Triple H at WrestleMania. And Triple H is like, I'm not gonna face you at WrestleMania. You're a B+ player. I'll find you a spot on the card. And then he walks away going, WrestleMania. I thought, yeah, what a piece of shit, right? So then Stephanie McMahon puts him in a match with Kane. They had a decent match. I thought it was fine. Daniel Bryan wins with the flying knee. Pretty good match. Let's see, I think next was Lesnar, because they announced that Brock Lesnar was going to be there. He came out, and Paul Heyman talks about how, he talks for a long time. He talks about how, Brock Lesnar wants to be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, wants to make history, get Batista and Randy Orton's match out of the way, which I think that's what they should do, and let Brock Lesnar face the winner at Mania. And then, they, announced an open contract signing, so I guess whoever's going to come out is going to face Brock Lesnar. So he's like, we don't want this open contract signing, so they go to leave. Undertaker finally makes his return. I knew it was coming, but still, Undertaker's one of my favorite wrestlers. I like The Undertaker, so I thought this was great. So then Undertaker comes out, and they have a face-off, and Brock Lesnar tells Heyman to sign the contract. He does it, and then Lesnar tells Undertaker to sign it. He stabs the pen in Lesnar's hand and chokeslams it through the table to end the show. I thought this was great. I also forgot to mention that Sheamus and Christian had a match. It was a good match. Christian puts Sheamus' rib burst into the steps, and then he goes for the frog splash, and Sheamus hits the bro kick for the win. But still, this was a great war. I thought it was great. Hogan was there. Undertaker, Lesnar, Mania is gonna be great this year. We already know now that it's gonna be Randy Orton defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania against Batista, and we're gonna get Undertaker now versus Brock Lesnar. I thought this is gonna be great. The build up for that's gonna be great. They've had matches in the past. Hopefully they blend those up. But yeah, it's gonna be physical. I think that obviously they're gonna have a stipulation. I would want to see a last man standing match between those two, but we'll see what happens with that. We are gonna get Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. It's gonna be a squash match because Triple H can't fucking wrestle. IC title, I think maybe they'll do Biggie Langston versus Cesaro versus Swagger maybe, and then break up the Real Americans there. Tag team will be the Usos versus the New Age Outlaws. US will be the Shield in a triple threat match. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. So now they're starting to set up Mania. I think that's great. This was a great Raw. I wouldn't have it any other way. And I forgot anything, please comment down below because I'm going off the cups of my head. So that's pretty much it, guys. And peace out. I'm not going to say the stuff. You can also click on the stuff below, but peace out.